What's up, gang, and welcome back to another edition of Road Trippin' with the Roots.
Hi, guys.
And today we'll be doing the real review of King Richard, which is streaming on HBO Max and in theaters.
Yes. Guys, it is the holiday time. It is AKA movie watching time.
Mm-hmm.
This is one for the entire family.
I would have to agree.
Right? There weren't any racy scenes. There wasn't anything. We look at movies, especially when we're watching with the girls, to be conversation starters. Right? Many of marriage qualms have been solved by using Marvel analogies, right? Mm-hmm. Because movies get us and we get them. Mm-hmm. With that being said, this opens up so many conversations.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Corey being a girl dad and me being a daddy's girl, we definitely have different perspectives. Guys, before we get into the meat and potatoes that is King Richard, just a reminder, if you have not seen the movie already, stop this one. Check out our non-spoiler review, and that is on all platforms. You can catch us on TikTok, you can catch us on YouTube or Instagram, Road Trippin' with the Roots.
Yeah.
We do not discuss our thoughts about the movie until we are here with you, but once we get here, all bets are off. Full on spoilers. We are going through the movie. If you've been riding with us all along, thank you so much. Be sure to comment down below and like this video so we know you're here. And if you've just joined us, be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell because we will watch the movies and save you some time.
Facts.
Also, sharing is caring. 'Tis the season.
Yeah.
Share with your friends. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into King Richard's, which is the portrayal of Richard Williams, Serena, and Venus's father.
Yep.
It takes place in Compton. In the 80s and 90s.
Or Bompton, depending on...
Right, I know, somebody did say that. So, Will Smith... He was so crazy listening to his book, Will, which I highly recommend that. We don't just watch movies, guys. We also read and do audiobooks.
Yeah.
And then watching how there were times when during the promoting this film that Serena and Venus said they couldn't tell the difference. And I understood. He embodied Richard Williams so crazy, even down to his mouth and
the way he walked.
Yes, his determination. It starts
Voice
with him.
inflection.
Yes, it starts with him saying that he studied tennis and he knew that he wanted two tennis players. Right.
Right.
So you hear an accent, which is not a California accent. Their dad's actually from Louisiana, but you see him going around to various clubs trying to get basically instructors for his daughters. And he was determined, which I loved.
And a no didn't deter him.
No.
At all. That was the part that I liked about Richard Williams. Like, okay, it's your loss. That's how he felt about it. He's like, hey, it's your loss. If you don't go with this, we'll see you on the way up and we'll wait. And he actually got a chance to do that.
Yes. I will say this. So I've only watched Pursuit of Happiness one time. That was it. It was an emotional wreck afterwards. But this almost gave me that energy of like tugging at your heartstrings as far as that level of determination. You know, we get to meet a young Venus and Serena. And Serena's actually played by Demi Singleton, who plays the daughter in The Godfather of Harlem.
Okay. Yep.
Right? Yep. So those two young ladies were amazing.
Yes.
Right?
They had a sisterly chemistry, too.
They really did.
Yeah.
They really did. You know, the drive that they had was very strong as a family unit, right? So it wasn't just Venus and Serena, and they couldn't really go deep into the family dynamic because you'd be there forever. But basically, you know, their mother had 3 daughters and was widowed and met Richard, and Richard had already had another family, but they married and they're, you know, together bio daughters are Venus and Serena. I love the fact that nobody was slacking in that household.
Right.
Like, okay, they're doing tennis, but you're also valedictorian. You're also... So everybody had to put in work.
Right. And back to the actresses that played Venus and Serena. I think it made it a little easier for them to play Venus and Serena because they probably actually looked up to them. You know what I mean? So that would be like, someone asking me to be The Rock. You know what I'm saying?
No one's going to ask him to be The Rock.
If anybody wants me to play The Rock in The Rock biopic, call your boy. It would be very easy for me to play that role. That's all I'm saying.
The Rock, ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Hold on. Let me get my mind right. See, we already got the eyebrow. I'm good. Stone.
He's a stone's throw away from me losing it. That's his new name is Stone. I did think about that because my paternal grandmother always has her. She used to play tennis with Arthur Ashe and his wife, and I didn't make her wall of fame as far as pictures, but her and Arthur playing tennis was there, right? So for them, that Venus and Serena were their Arthur Ashe or were their Agassi, and
So it would just be easy to embody them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what I would think.
I think Venus and Serena spent a lot of time on set. I know their sister was on set the entire time as a family representative. You see where as he's training the girls and they're doing tennis, he's harassed by a neighborhood chump, and there was that defining moment, right? Because the guy was interested in Tandy, their oldest daughter, and was making sly remarks. And how did you feel about that part?
It's wild.
Yeah,
he
as a dad, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I felt like he handled it correctly. Besides getting punched and falling to the ground, I would have had to spray the whole block up, but that would have been a different story.
We do not promote violence. I think though, I'm
just saying.
I think what it showed was one's destiny is their destiny right? So that gentleman beat him up, and Richard, mentally was like, that's it, I'm getting a gun, I'm going to solve this. Unfortunately, that young man's destiny was an untimely death.
Yes.
Right? It was coming, whether it was Richard or whether it was the
next person. And he was
person.
there. Richard was there to do it.
As Richard rolls up, he witnesses the drive-by.
Yeah.
See, Richard, this isn't for you. Right? What is for you will come. You have to let certain stuff go. And just let the universe handle it. So I thought it was amazing because what would Venus and Serena be like had Richard shot them?
That's what I'm saying.
Had Richard shot the guy.
Yep.
Had Richard gone to jail.
It would have changed the dynamic of everything.
It would have impacted not just the Williams household. It would have impacted globally. How so many young people now do tennis.
Out. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was just dope to see.
And I thought to myself, like, you don't mess with no old head at peace like that. Like, those are the most dangerous old heads out there.
Well, like, you know what was crazy? There was a moment where the guy says, my dad taught me two things: how to smoke a blunt and how to smoke an N, right? Parenting, right? We're seeing a dad that is out in all types of weather, in all types of conditions, in a risky neighborhood with his daughters doing tennis.
Head down, minding his business.
Tennis. And then you have a dad that taught his son how to shoot and smoke. Right? Parenting matters. It definitely matters. So I thought that was just interesting. Back to the girls. Young Venus even sounded like Venus because we remember those interviews and stuff. Yeah. So it was like
that was the thing. That was the thing for me watching it. I'm like, dang, like we're watching history that we actually live through now, and it's crazy to watch it.
We meet Coach Paul Cohen, who is played by the president from Scandal. That's the story of my life. I will look at somebody and be like, okay, where do I know them from? Right? And then go off from there. When he meets with...
I was just thinking, who did I think he was in a different movie?
Okay, guys, I'm not even doing this because Corey thought Eric from True Blood was the president from Scandal, and I can't get past that. And I don't even remember what movie we were watching because I was so annoyed.
That's hilarious.
That he thought that was him. Oh, it was Passing.
Yeah,
it was Passing.
And
I
then
was
as
so
soon
annoyed.
as he pops up on this, she's like,
I was so annoyed.
That's the president from Scandal. Okay?
So I thought it was cute. Did you notice how Richard referred to Venus as Junior?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it though. Why do you think he was doing that?
For me, I have two brothers, but my dad always said I was the son he always wanted.
Yeah.
So
that's what you took that as?
For me, I liked the Junior. And I don't think he fell into traditional gender roles or anything. And hopefully we'll be done with that, right? I'm mentioning it now because it was still a thing when we were growing up. But hopefully we will evolve as people. Fingers crossed. So a lot of familiar faces. Mm-hmm. And I just, for me, the moments within the movie, obviously it's mirrored after real life, right? So it was so easy to connect. He was instilling in his children discipline, and they come back from practicing in the rain to protective services being there.
Nosy neighbor.
Saying that, they're too hard on their children. Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, a few years ago, comment down below if you remember the whole Tiger Mom debate, and it was like, are certain people too rough on their children? Have spent a good bit of time in HR, I am here to say there are a lot of mediocre adults out there. And I wish there were more Richard Williams out there, because the delusions of grandeur that some people have is just wild. But I think it's because they haven't had to work for anything.
Yeah.
Do you really appreciate it if you didn't work hard for it?
No.
Right?
Right.
I thought him manifesting and him writing everything down and having a plan was amazing.
Yeah, but then as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, like, is the plan, him following the plan at what cost? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When I say some conversations could be had, conversations could absolutely be had. Mm-hmm. So more like water, less like rock, mm-hmm. right? So you have a plan and you want to manifest. You don't have to manage every single aspect of the who's and whys.
It felt like he didn't have any wiggle room at all.
That was our first Disney trip. I was Richard Williams in our first Disney trip. I didn't have any wiggle room, and everybody was miserable, right? Yeah. So I learned to be able to tap into those cues.
That is true. Like, once you threw in, like, all right, we going to go back to the resort in the middle of the day, swim, do whatever y'all want to do, it made it much better, like much more pleasurable, whatever you want to say. I think of, like, the
dining experiences specific to you guys, where we even stay, like... So
we needed a vacation after the vacation.
But I think it's important to have that flexibility. The focus was on Venus because they could only afford to provide, free lessons for one.
Right.
And, shout out to Serena, because I do remember it being all about Venus there in the beginning.
Yeah, and then it was like Serena came out of nowhere.
Right, but she's been waiting, right?
Yeah.
So she was waiting for her
chance.
And
she was taking in all the stuff that Venus had to go through.
And I love the fact that Richard was very frank. So when they're at the tennis club, mm-hmm. and he's like, I appreciate everybody taking their hoods off before mm-hmm. meeting, right?
Yeah.
To break the ice. There are times when it's like you laugh to keep from crying. So I definitely related to that. There were just so many.
And it's also a little thing like, don't think you're fooling me either.
Right.
It serves a double purpose.
Yes. Yep. I love how they had... So, guys, we went from watching Dune. We'll include that review. We also watched The Harder They Fall. We'll include that. Mm-hmm. And both were visually stunning. Mm-hmm. Both kind of were different timepieces and pushed the limits there.
Yeah.
This was just down home, good old-fashioned acting. Right? I love seeing the glimpses of where they were so that we knew timeline-wise. So we knew the Rodney King beating. We knew Nancy Reagan's Just Say No. So we knew, timeline-wise.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, oh, that soundtrack was great. Or, where's this area? Everything kind of, it was like portrait mode. And it was just on Will.
And even though it focused, it was about... I think a lot of people is going to go into this movie about the sisters. But in all actuality, the name of the movie is King Richard. And it focused more on his aspect of grooming the girls.
His drive.
And I like that part of it.
Yes. And I think it does such a disservice when a male figure is always pushed out. When someone becomes famous, it's like, oh no, this person is bad. They're LeVar Ball. He's a little extra, but stop demonizing the parents that created the magic that you're now enjoying.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because had Richard not been so disciplined, who knows what we would see? And not only Richard, but their mother. Brandy, I was here for the argument scene where Richard, sometimes you get blinded by your own, pride go off before the fall, right? And his ego, he's popping off. And she said, listen, that serve, I corrected that. You had it incorrect. So many times, moms just smile and keep going and don't get the credit they deserve. Right? Because that's not what we do it for. Let me just say this. Anjanae Ellis played Brandy in this, but she also was in Lovecraft Country. Mm-hmm. Right? And she was Hippolyta in Lovecraft Country. Be sure to check out our website, roadtrippingwiththeroots.com. I have a tribute to Hippolyta in one of my blogs. But when I tell you, as far as an actress, she brings you full in as every woman, and she brings this level of rawness to it, and it was just a brilliant thing to watch.
Yeah.
What else stood out to you?
It was almost like you were looking into a window, right? Like it didn't seem like a movie yet. After a while, it just seemed like
you were watching.
Yeah.
I tell you this much too, because you hear a lot of drama and backstab and the underbelly of so many different sports. It was interesting to see how the tennis players would play their game. And I remember, I remember when Serena had her hand slapped for unsportsmanlike conduct. Let me tell you something.
John McEnroe.
I grew up with John McEnroe.
Yeah.
John McEnroe had temper tantrums that rivaled any 3-year-old I've ever met. Okay? So I thought it was so odd.
Right.
Because I'm like, no, he's out here breaking rackets and, So I thought it was interesting to show that. Overall, I highly, highly recommend watching it.
For sure.
Rewatchability is high.
It is.
It's one of those. We'll definitely watch it again. I'm thinking of. It's funny because we have seasonal movies that we rewatch every time, right? Mm-hmm. This year was the second year for Jingle Jangle. We did that review and we'll include that. And it felt so good. It's like, yes, it's Elf time. It's Jingle Jangle time. I think this might become a part of our holiday lineup.
Yeah, that might be our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankful for the dads. Thankful for the dads with plans, right?
I see that, yeah.
That works. Listen, shout out to Will Smith. Not that he needs our shout out, but this was brilliant.
It was. Great job.
The Williams family it takes a lot to be transparent and to put it all out there. So shout out to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just amazing. Overall, how many tire tracks do you give this?
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. It was that good.
Wow. I'm giving it 4 out of 5.
Maybe I'm giving it the 5 because I'm a dad.
It connected with you.
Yeah.
It might have really because listen, guys, Kevin Hart's fatherhood.
That was a great movie too.
Put me out.
Yeah.
Did we even do a review for it? We did because I was. Listen, fatherhood was amazing. Right, we'll include that. Mm-hmm. So this was definitely giving that type of energy. Again, shout out to HBO Max. They killed it.
Yes, they did.
Looking forward to some more things.
HBO Max.
Round of applause. Yeah. Round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Y'all doing your thing. I'll give it up.
Listen, guys, if you enjoyed talking about the movie with us and spending time with us and you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. Hit that notification bell and like this video. We will have more reviews coming your way for movies, for limited series and series. We will also have our travel vlogs.
Yeah.
We, Hershey Park. We're doing. We did Cedar Point. We've done a lot of stuff. We've lived. Okay. All things Rudes. This is the place to be. So make sure that you do subscribe and like this video. And you know what, guys? Until the next time.
Keep tripping.
Bye, guys.